Hello, everyone. This is Wagner from New Angle. I wanted to record this short video. I'm not actually sure if that's going to be that short. I'm sorry about the quality of the video and audios, but I really wanted to share something with you guys because recently we had received some exciting news about the release of the China version of their AI solution to rival OpenAI's Chat GPT. And it's called DeepSeek. If you are not familiar with that, you certainly will be hearing from them very, very soon. And I had the opportunity to test a little bit, play for like 30 minutes. But when I started to play with it, that's why I wanted to really record this video for you guys right now because things are gonna be very exciting, very, very. And I'm saying that because basically, if you take a look at, let me just start a new chat. So the visual of DeepSeek, which is the Chinese AI new solution that has recently been released to the market. It's pretty similar, the layout and design with a little bit of small differences, like the positioning of the profile, etc. But in a general sense, they look very similar, and they operate, yeah, quite similarly as well, but there are some key differences. And when I started to play with it, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys what I did here to test the application. This is the second time that I run it, and basically, yeah, and yes, I talk to machines as I am talking to human beings, and I'm very polite with them. Judge me. Okay, so there goes my prompt. I wanted to test something um, kind of popular stuff that we use in the project management and, of course, agile project management world, which is Kanban boards. And I asked DeepSeek to build one for me, Trello-like. So build kind of a Trello-like Kanban board for me using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a database of your choice. And I gave some instructions about what I wanted to see as far as features go. So of course I want to be able to create cards, have a backlog, log date and time for creation, conclusion, and of course log history for any transitions. I think I added a redundancy here, but anyway, I asked it to be good looking, so apply some best practices from the UI/design world, including typography, rounded elements, color palettes. I asked it for shades of pastel blue, and I hit enter. And the first thing that I notice, the first difference that I notice is this thought process. And this is completely, it, it blew my mind because this is something that I've been playing around the ChatGPT and other AI tools. And when we are talking about ChatGPT, you know that it's processing a lot of stuff in the background, of course, but you don't have access to what actually the machine is thinking about, right? And this is something amazing that you are able to follow through the thought process of the machine. And this is kind of amazing because it basically is interpreting and giving you feedback of how it is thinking about constructing, building the solution that you just asked for. So I'm just gonna read through real quick, not everything, but just for you guys to have the sense of how things are evolving very, very extremely rapidly. So um, it starts by saying, okay, so I need to create a simple Kanban board using blah blah blah. The user wants features like creating cards with timestamps, setting new columns, renaming, reordering, blah blah blah. First, I'll start with the HTML structure. So you see, it starts to tell you exactly what it's doing. So I'm going to structure this first. For CSS, I'll use these palettes. I know that we want something good looking, so I'm going to be using a specific font. JavaScript will handle interactivity. The database part, it's a simple, since it's a simple app, I'm going to be using local storage, which makes sense. Creating new columns when user clicks on add column. So it brings you all the thought process behind it, and it's amazing that it's even, there is a part here that potential issues. So it also talks about potential issues. So drag and drop might have compatibility issues, which it did. So I'm just gonna show you after all the thought process, and here you can actually see if the machine gets you, if it really understands what you were asking of it, right? And then we have the whole code that you can, and that is one of the other things that I really enjoyed to see. You can actually run it if it's HTML. I'm not sure if it has support for other languages as well, but as far as HTML goes, if you click on it, you can see the actual application. But there are some bugs. As you can see, if I try to move it, it is actually breaking between columns. So it's, of course, not perfect, but if you create new stuff, it adds up here. I didn't have the log history yet, so I asked it to create those for me. I told about the issues that I'm still facing. And then there is the whole process for, okay, so I review the code and here's what I found, etc., etc. And when you look at, and this is amazing actually. For the second version, I asked it for the show history, and there you go. Beautiful, right? Of course, again, there is a lot of tweaking. The tool is not yet as perfect as it could be, but in seconds, literally, if not a few minutes, I was able to create a simple Kanban board with a simple prompt and running a couple of iterations. And when I went back to ChatGPT, I tried to do the same, and I really loved this little piece of feature here, which allows you to actually see what you're building. And guess what? Once I went back to ChatGPT, there is a new feature called preview, where you can preview your output. So you can run the code and see how it looks, which basically is telling me, I might be wrong, but I believe that OpenAI felt the threat, right? So they, maybe this is something that was on their roadmap to be released sometime in the future, but they really had to rush, otherwise they would be start to fall behind. So they started to catch up immediately after they saw the potential of the new DeepSeek platform. And as you can see here, they not only did the same thing for previewing the code. As you can see here, it's, of course, they will interpret what you're asking from them differently, but still they got the same sense. They're, again, buttons that doesn't trigger any functions, etc. So there is a lot of tweaking. We know that these tools are still not perfect. We still need human interactions and corrections and human thought. And I'll give you my 2 cents in the end of this. I'm almost done, but I really wanted to share this with you guys. Try out DeepSeek, compare with ChatGPT, and you will see that now they're really running after the time lost. And if OpenAI was trying to hold on to features they would like to be releasing incrementally and in a slower pace, Now they really needed to just release it to the public, otherwise they would be follow me behind the competition. And one of the things that they implemented on top of the same, here's your code and how you can visualize it, the solution, they also included this, which is basically a tool that, as you can see here, I'm not sure if it's gonna get the colors, but there's the red ones, which was the codes that were modified. This is something very familiar to whoever's developing software. Git solutions like GitHub, they use this kind of things when they make changes to code. But now you can see those changes in Chat GPT as well. So there you go. My 2 cents. The competition will be beneficial, uh, one might say, for us, the general public, because we're gonna maybe be getting uh, new features faster from those companies because they will be competing with each other. So the rivalry, rivalry. I forgot the word. Sorry, I don't speak English that well. But anyway, the competition will generate, faster releases of new features, and they will try to do it faster than its counterpart, and we will be getting much more nicer stuffs much faster than we were. So this is a plus for us. The future is promising and a little bit scary, if you ask me. But anyway, there you go. I really wanted to share that with you guys. I'll continue to play around with those two tools. Sorry, and I promise to share whatever I find out during my experimentations with both tools. But I'm excited, a little bit scared, and there you go. DeepSeek versus OpenAI. What do you think about it?